it seems as if Trump was correct in what he thought was going to happen, just not as soon as he thought it was going to happen. I watch a lot of different channels. I watch stuff on the left, right, and middle. And many of them were like, it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. It's happening. So, let's check this out and see what's going on here.
Major breaking news coming out of Manhattan right now as we are learning information right now. I want to put up a tweet from our Fox News team from Marta Danis saying that Fox News has learned from two sources that Trump has been indicted by the Manhattan grand jury. Of course, this is major developing news here on Live Now from Fox as we continue to follow it. We do have a live picture outside of, I believe that's Trump Tower in downtown Manhattan. This is a live look right now is what we're keeping an eye on. Of course, this is news that we were waiting on for some 2 weeks as Trump said he would possibly be indicted a couple Tuesdays ago. It coming down most recently right now. That is the DA's office there in downtown Manhattan. I'm sure we'll get live pictures from Trump Tower, from the DA's office. I want to bring in a legal mind, a defense attorney.
They always have scaffolding
Matt Timpanic,
on New York City buildings. Like,
Matt, we
will it ever go away?
Very quick.
Always doing some type of work.
Latest developments. Just give me a breakdown. What does it mean to have a grand jury indict someone, and what does it mean for them to indict a former president?
So to be able to indict someone, the grand jury would need to be given evidence that there is enough for the case to move forward. We're not to beyond a reasonable doubt. It's just probable cause that there is sufficient evidence to charge former President Trump with a crime. It hasn't been revealed yet what exactly it is, but the expectation it will be a felony. And if I were to guess, I think it's going to be falsifying business records. I think throughout the process, talk about the alleged hush payments to Stormy Daniels and what has been reported. I think that's what that would be the charge. I don't see much more else unless there are other facts that we have not been privy to at this time.
Definitely, it is certainly major news coming out, and secrecy is kind of what we've talked about with a grand jury, that we don't know a ton of information from the grand jury, and obviously Trump sending out on social media that he expected to be indicted. How much hush-hush is it? And obviously this coming at a moment that a lot of people didn't expect, because a lot of people thought it was going to be pushed until mid-April, now coming down right now. Maybe talk a little bit about the secrecy of a grand jury and how they go about business.
Well, usually grand jury proceedings are secret by design because you don't obviously, if somebody's being investigated and they're not charged, you don't want all the publicity of, all right, they're being investigated for a major serious crime and then they don't get indicted. Based on what is being reported, he has been indicted. And a part of me thought when I heard, they were going to take a break and it's not going to be for another month, I definitely think that was to throw the kind of the press off the trail and kind of allow them to finish the proceedings, because this is going to be a hot button issue. It's going to be the news story on every news outlet, 6 o'clock in the A block, throughout the world tonight. So yeah, that's definitely something you wanted to make sure that you had cold and was actually done before you allowed it to leak.
It is certainly very interesting because obviously the first president ever indicted here potentially, as we could see him arrested. We heard that on social media.
I really don't want this dude running.
You mentioned maybe not beyond a reasonable doubt when a criminal case moves forward that they have to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. Give me a little bit more background on that. Just maybe how much information do they need and what is the reasonable doubt in this case?
So to a grand juries can hear things that trial juries cannot. Grand juries can hear hearsay. Hearsay is usually inadmissible in court. It's evidence that is offered to prove the truth of the matter asserted. Usually somebody said something to somebody else or some kind of document that's not authenticated. A grand jury can hear that. A trial jury not necessarily would hear it. It could be suppressed or eliminated out. So what a grand jury can hear and what a trial jury can hear aren't always the same thing.
it is a very, very interesting, and I know as we continue to get the ball rolling, there's going to be a lot of questions about what's going forward and but how quickly can arraignment happen? How quickly can something like this happen, especially with such high profiles? That takes some time. How much timeline do you foresee here?
I definitely think, well, it's obviously come out, but they haven't unsealed the indictment yet, so it's not officially, but based on what is being reported throughout the country, it's happening. But it could be about when the former president wants to surrender. I don't think you're going to see him being taken away in handcuffs, but what I definitely see is he might choose to be arraigned tomorrow when less people are watching, but at most, I would say within the next week, I think President Trump will be formally arraigned as a result of the indictment.
That will be something certainly to watch. Will it have to be in Florida? Will they kind of move him up to New York? How does that work as well?
Well, he has to go to New York because he's going to have to be fingerprinted. He's going to be booked like any other defendant. I definitely think that the Secret Service is going to have to talk with the local law enforcement to detail his surrender because there's no precedent for this. No former president that I can remember in modern history has ever been indicted for anything.
They really don't like this dude.
Be able to do this is going to be a logistical nightmare. But if you're thinking he's going to get some kind of preferential treatment, he's appearing via Zoom, that's not going to happen. He's going to have a prearranged bail. He's going to walk in, get fingerprinted, photographed, and then he's going to walk out a few hours later with probably a low monetary bond, if not supervised release. They might force him to turn over his passport. They're going to argue he's not really a flight risk. It's not like he can go anywhere in the world where he wouldn't be recognized. So I definitely think that there's not going to be any preferential treatment, and he's definitely going to have to go to New York to answer for these.
All right. Thank you, Matt Timpanik here, a criminal defense attorney. We appreciate you joining us here on very, very short notice. Obviously, a story that a lot of people are going to be following. So we appreciate your time. We're going to continue to cover this major story. We appreciate it.
Sure they are. This is going to be on the news all day, all night, all week, all weekend. Good Lord. I got a bunch of channels to watch now because, as you guys know, I don't know much about politics. I know a little about a lot. And politics gets so deep, and I know that certain people are going to say, it's for this reason, it's for that reason. And, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. First one in history. And from what I understand, several other presidents have done some dirty shit. And this ain't happening to them. So why him? All I know is I need dude to run. I need him to run. Can't have nothing stopping him from running because I need more funny television. I know many of you are hard left. Some of you are hard right. Some of you are right in the middle. Some of you are like me. Some are independent. Some are like me, to where you just think it's a big old media circus, and it's like the Matrix. Choice is an illusion given to those without power by those with power. So I just watch and hope you're entertaining as I watch the craziness go on. I'm not a religious man, but I am a spiritual man, and I do believe, like a lot of religious people do, that one day the great good of the universe will right all the wrongs of the great evil in the universe. Until then, ain't much I can do about it. So I'm just, give you my opinion and keep on moving. So post comments down below. Let me know what you all think. Do you think the man is going to prison? Do you think the funniest president of all times is going to prison, to jail? Do you think he's going to be able to run again? Do you think he'll be president again? What do you think's going to happen? Do you think they're after him? Is this some Andrew Tate stuff? They after him. They trying to get him. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all, like I said, a lot of y'all know way more about the political details of this situation than I do. But I know y'all always asking me what I think of these situations, so I tell you. You know what I mean? boy. 10 million subscribers. Whoa.